Did you know that nearly 1 in 6 women and 1 in 17 men will experience stalking in their lifetime? It's a statistic that chills to the bone. Now imagine the feeling of always being watched, every move tracked, every corner turned, filled with dread. Tonight, we dive into 4 true, spine-tingling tales of stalking that are so disturbing, they'll haunt you long after the lights go out. Stalkers lurk in the darkest corners of our lives, turning ordinary moments into nightmares. These aren't just stories. They're real experiences that pushed people to the edge of sanity. These 4 cases will show you just how terrifying it can be when the line between reality and fear begins to blur. Story 1. The man in the alley. It started with late-night footsteps. Cassie, a university student, would hear them every time she walked home from her evening classes. At first, she chalked it up to coincidence, someone just happened to be going the same way. But one night, she took a different route through a dimly lit alley, hoping to shake off the unsettling feeling. As she reached her apartment door, she heard a whisper behind her. "Why are you avoiding me?" She turned around, but the alley was empty. For weeks, the whispers grew more persistent. Her apartment windows occasionally rattled in the night, and she started finding small notes under her door with phrases like, "I'm closer than you think." The climax came one evening when Cassie's roommate screamed. A man had broken in, holding a knife, claiming he was there to protect Cassie. Authorities later discovered he'd been following her for 6 months, keeping a detailed diary of her every move. Story 2. The vanishing neighbor. Maya always thought her new neighbor was odd. He never said much, only smiled in a way that made her skin crawl. Then strange things started happening. Her car keys would go missing, only to turn up in her mailbox. She'd get text messages from an unknown number describing her exact outfit. One night, Maya woke up to find her patio door wide open, her curtains swaying in the breeze. On her kitchen counter was a single Polaroid of her sleeping. She moved out the next day. Months later, she saw a news report about a man caught breaking into another woman's home in the same neighborhood. When his face appeared on the screen, Maya froze. It was her old neighbor. Story 3. The silent caller. For Jenna, it started with late-night phone calls. No voice, no words, just heavy breathing. She changed her number, but the calls followed. One evening, she answered in frustration, shouting, "What do you want?" A chilling reply came. "To see you scared." The next day, a package arrived on her doorstep. Inside was a collection of items. She thought she had lost an old scarf, a bracelet, even a childhood photo. It was clear that the stalker had been in her home. Police eventually caught the perpetrator, a former co-worker fired years ago. He confessed to breaking into Jenna's house multiple times, saying he found it thrilling to watch her live in fear. Story 4. The shadow in the backyard. James, a single father, thought his daughter's claims of seeing a man in their backyard were just nightmares. That was until he saw the muddy footprints leading from the garden to her window. Security cameras revealed a shadowy figure lurking outside every night for weeks, watching from the tree line. One evening, James waited up, armed with a bat. Just past midnight, he saw the figure. When he stepped outside, the man fled, but not before leaving a note pinned to the tree. "I'll be back." The family moved immediately, but James always wonders if the stalker found them again. After all, he never stopped looking over his shoulder. Among these stories, the most bone-chilling is Cassie's. Imagine someone tracking your every step, invading your sanctuary and believing their obsession is justified. It's a reminder that the true horror of stalking lies in its unpredictability and the terrifying powerlessness it instills. Stalkers can turn lives upside down, proving that fear doesn't just come from ghosts or monsters, it comes from real people. These stories show the importance of vigilance and the unsettling truth that not all dangers can be seen coming. Have you ever experienced something similar or know someone who has? Share your story in the comments, it might help someone else. And don't forget to check out my next video on disturbing true urban legends that will keep you up at night. Click now, if you dare.